Next on Worcester News tonight, a teen is transported to the hospital after a fall at Purgatory Chasm. And guilty verdicts handed down against the teenager charged with killing his high school math teacher.
Defendant guilty or not guilty, and if guilty, guilty of what? On what theory?
Guilty, deliberate premeditation, and extreme atrocity with cruelty.
16-year-old Philip Chisholm showed no visible emotion in the courtroom. Chisholm was found guilty of premeditated first-degree murder. The jury also found the teen guilty of aggravated rape and armed robbery, while rejecting Chisholm's lawyer's insanity defense. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Tim McCone. The jury deliberated for less than 2 days before finding Philip Chisholm guilty in the murder of his math teacher, Assumption College graduate Colleen Ritzer. The Ritzer family was very emotional as the verdicts were read, and tonight we're hearing from them. Alicia Rodriguez has our report.
Wearing her favorite color, pink, Colleen Ritzer's family struggled to control their tears as they waited for the jury's verdict.
Guilty.
After the jury found Philip Chisholm guilty of murdering and raping the 24-year-old teacher, her parents stifled their grief as they spoke shortly after leaving Salem District Court.
This guilty verdict, while the beginning of justice for Colleen, is certainly no cause for celebration, as there can never be true justice for the crime committed.
Ritzer's parents acknowledge their days in a courtroom are far from over. There will be the sentencing and appeals, but they say their focus is now on Ritzer's legacy.
Colleen never gave up, and neither will we. We will not allow Colleen's death to define how she is remembered.
Shortly before her death, Ritzer tweeted a quote from Taylor Swift, one that Danvers schools used in their statement after the verdict. We know Colleen's message: no matter what happens in life, be good to people. Being good is a wonderful legacy to leave behind. Will live on in the hearts and minds of those who knew and loved her. And Ritzer's mother says there was another quote her daughter loved that she says has helped her family endure this heart-wrenching trial.
One of Colleen's favorite quotes was, "There is something good in every day." To celebrate our love for her and in recognition of the many lives Colleen touched and continues to influence, despite the immense loss we are forced to endure, we will carry on and do our very best to find the good in every day.
Chisholm will be sentenced on December 22nd. He faces life in prison but does have the eligibility for parole. Well, the Sutton Fire Department responds for a teen who fell at Purgatory Chasm today. The fire department tells us an 18-year-old female fell approximately 25 feet from a spot known as Lover's Leap. The young woman was conscious and alert when firefighters arrived. She was transported to the hospital. The extent of her injuries are unknown at this time. Final City Council meeting of the year taking place tonight, and for Phil Palmieri and Rick Rushton, it was their final as councilors. Our Brittany Schaefer caught up with both of them tonight.
I have a feeling a lot of people are going to tune in just to make sure I'm leaving.
Well, it's been a privilege and a pleasure to serve the city of Worcester, and particularly the District 2.
Worcester City Council said goodbye to Phil Palmieri and Rick Rushton Tuesday. Both say after hundreds of meetings, the thought of leaving is finally sinking in. Both Palmieri and Rushton say they are satisfied with their accomplishments.
Thrilled with all of the accomplishments and developments that have taken place for all the people in our great district too.
You know, we didn't have a train, we didn't have a plane, we didn't have a new North High School. We didn't have a re-envisioned downtown. We didn't have a reinvestment in the parks. But in the last 12 years, we've worked together and got that done.
Phil Palmieri and Rick Rushton have been city councilmen for over a decade now. As for their future plans, they both look forward to spending more time with their children. In the studio, Brittany Schaefer, Worcester News Tonight.
It's a busy day for the post office across the country, but today is a deadline for many to make sure gifts and packages get to where they need to be by Christmas. Our Andy Madison spent some time at the Worcester Post Office today and has more.
'Tis the season to ship.
Christmas gifts.
Whether it's sending packages to family overseas.
It went to Guam. That's where I shipped my box, to Guam.
Or sending all those Christmas cards.
Close to 40.
40?
Yeah, close to that.
Expect a long line if you're headed to the post office this week.
Today's the only day I have to do it, because other days I'm working.
Guam's a heck of halfway around the world, so it's considered domestic, but you still got to fill out a customs form, you know, but it's very easy. Just write what's in there and that's it. They stamp it on there and it's gone.
If you missed today's deadline, you can still get packages to people on time for Christmas, but it'll cost you a little more. First-class mail and overseas express mail must be sent by this Friday. Whatever you're shipping.
I just sent the clothes for her because she told me to buy clothes and then I just sent it to her.
Expect the post office to be packed this week.
It's priority mail, so it's supposed to get there 3 to 5 days, I believe, so.
With 10 days to go until Christmas, the rush is on. Andy Madison, Worcester News Tonight.
The holiday lights will keep shining in Leicester thanks to a donation from a television show host. Leicester Police Chief James Hurley confirms CNBC's Marcus Lemonis will pay for a police detail to help address traffic safety. As part of a contract, Lemonis is paying $2,500 for a 3-officer detail for this weekend, as well as on Christmas Eve and the Saturday after Christmas. Last weekend, a crowd of more than 3,000 visitors led to police being called to clear the roadway. State police arrest a Grafton man who they say ran away from a traffic stop on I-290 in Worcester. It happened just after 10 a.m. Tuesday morning. Troopers caught up with 28-year-old Michael Landry on Green Hill Ave. He was a passenger in the pickup truck they initially stopped. State police say Landry is the subject of several warrants. If you don't have one just yet, you may want to sign up for an Easy Pass sooner rather than later because it will cost you. It's a new program Mass DOT is implementing. Monica Medea has the details.
Prepare to drive a little faster and for non-Easy Pass users, pay a little more when traveling on Massachusetts toll roads. All electronic tolling on the Mass Pike will be the new normal come October 2016. According to MassDOT, toll booths will be removed. For people without Easy Pass, that means cameras will capture your license plate and send you a bill for the toll. A recent report from MassDOT reveals drivers without a transponder will pay a surcharge on that toll. A MassDOT spokesman says the toll differential will account for the cost of administering what they call the pay-by-plate system.
If they have to take a picture and do another process, then somebody's got to pay for it.
But not all drivers are in line.
If you are not a user, you'll be penalized is an inappropriate way to go about it.
MassDOT officials say the surcharge could be less than $1. Fines would be incurred if the toll isn't paid on time. And one Easy Pass user wonders if the state will even see all of that money.
And there's a lot of cars that probably aren't registered or people don't live at the addresses they say they do. Do they ever get that money? But they get mine all the time.
2 local colleges coming together today to offer one of the most affordable educations in the Northeast. Anna Maria and Quinsigamond Community College announced a partnership. They will offer public service-oriented majors the opportunity to earn 2 degrees for a total cost of about $40,000. The program will allow QCC students to earn their 2-year associate's degree and then take classes at Anna Maria in their junior and senior year to earn a bachelor's degree. Both colleges say the program is a great fit.
We realized our missions were so similar in serving the population that will serve the community and make it an affordable one. So we're very, very happy on this program.
First and foremost, they get a quality education at an affordable price. We hope they get turned on to the idea of staying in our local community and continuing to provide the kinds of support that this community needs.
Quinsigamond students in the program will be eligible to take part in Anna Maria events to connect with the campus community. A sweet treat for the young patients at UMass Memorial Medical Center today. They got to create their very own gingerbread houses. Our Patricia Nicholas has this uplifting story.
Gumdrops, jelly beans, and M&Ms were in abundance at the children's wing at UMass Memorial Medical Center Tuesday morning.
We wanted to give back and bring smiles to the faces of kids that might not be home for the holidays.
For the 4th year, the Haven Country Club sponsored gingerbread houses for the children to build, complete with culinary staff to help if needed.
Gumdrops, cookies, and Oreos.
Gabby is 9 years old. She has been in the hospital since Sunday due to a serious asthma attack. She says she was psyched to hear the gingerbread homes were coming.
It made me feel pretty happy. I was getting bored here.
Annalisa is 11 years old. She gave us a tour of her gingerbread home.
Frosting glues the cookies on the shelf, the roof, and that that's what we did with the chimney too.
Annalisa's mother says she was admitted into the hospital after coughing up blood. Annalisa says she didn't think gingerbread houses would be a part of her stay here.
Thought I was just gonna be like in the hospital bed the whole time, but it turns out there was like fun stuff here to do.
As for what she plans on doing with the gingerbread house,
I'm gonna bring it home and eat it very slowly in front of my brother and sister.
Are you gonna share?
Probably not.
Patricia Nicholas, Worcester News Tonight.